Y'all, welcome back to the vlog. Andrea Glass, your 2025 Legion Sports Fest champion. We are going back to the O. This is the start of a new series. I don't know the name of it. It'll have a name by the time this is uploaded, but I haven't even uploaded my Adela show day, so it's going to be a hot second. All I know is that we're going to the Olympia, and we're like 17 weeks out, I think. It's Wednesday, so I think I want to say maybe it's 16 weeks in a couple of days. I don't know. It's 120 days, whatever that is. Do the math. But I've caught up on all my YouTube. It's helping me to start uploading more often now that I'm back in prep. Caught up on all my YouTube. So the last couple days I've been rewatching my own first Olympia prep series. And I'm on like the 3rd episode. And it's just crazy. I literally was like, I have to go vlog right now. Because in that video, I'm talking about how I've never had 100% prep. And I was just like, in this prep, I was doing this and this, I was an amateur. I didn't even have a physique browse. I didn't even really care that much. And then this prep, I just, it was my pro debut. So I just wasn't really prepared for like how hard I would have to work. And so it's the beginning of this Olympia prep. And if you've been watching any of my recent series, I'd say I mentioned this in last year's prep series, like maybe my van prep series. I had mentioned, I have never had like a full, like a really good, like real prep, right? A perfect prep. I've had stints of them now that I've had that, self-awareness and realization that I need to get it together and have stack some perfect prep days, right? So I think like my Titans prep specifically, was damn near perfect. My Arnold prep was damn near perfect. Besides the vacation that Ruben and I went on, but like he knew about that. I wasn't cheating on my prep, right? My Legion prep was damn near perfect. So now at this point I have, but last summer when I was vlogging, I hadn't. And it's crazy because I was, like I said, I was watching my Olympia prep from the Olympia 2022. And that's what I was saying. I haven't had a perfect prep. I'm trying really hard. And, y'all, just spoiler alert, she didn't do it. She did not have a perfect prep. So now that I'm starting this Olympia prep, I'm like, we're doing the damn thing. Like, I have some very, very ambitious goals for the Olympia, but I just feel like this is my chance to not be vibing in the jacket. That's what I said in my Legion speech or whatever. I was just saying, the last time I went to the Olympia, I was just there vibing in the jacket. I did not care. Like, not that I didn't care, but I was truly just there for the experience. I got last place and I was happy about it. I truly had the time of my life in last place. I did not care. Like, I was not there to be competitive. Like, obviously you want to do your best, but my ceiling at the time was not competitive. My ceiling was last place. So I was like, yes, amazing. I did amazing. And I got last place and I was happy. But now my ceiling is much higher. And I feel like at my very, very best, including potential, like where can I be at the Olympia if I keep my foot on the gas for this entire prep? Like, I really think that I can get in the top 5, and I hesitate for like one split second to say that out loud and put that out into the universe. Like, I kind of just want to like keep my goals to myself, because I find value sometimes in keeping your goals to yourself, or like just sharing them only with a small set of people, because people say that they care about your goals, but they don't really care about your goals, right? Who knows how many people watch this YouTube video, and they're not watching it because they care and are invested in my success. They are watching it because they actually are invested in my downfall, right? So on that note, I also think that for something like that, I think it's important to say it out loud and not be afraid to say that this is a goal that I'm chasing. Because I just think that too many people are afraid to wear their ambition out loud. And I'm like, look, I think I can do it. Like, I got 5th at the Arnold. Now, granted, there were a lot of people that are going to be at the Olympia that were not at the Arnold. But again, I know that I have a higher ceiling. I'm already better. My routine is already better than it was at the Arnold. And it's only going to get better. And my physique's only going to get better, obviously, assuming she stays locked in. And I just feel like I can really, really lock in and have like the best prep of my life. And like I said, I think if I do that, I really think that I can get in the top 5. Obviously, this is banking mostly on a top 5 routine. But again, I do think that I can do that. I'm working my ass off to try to make sure that happens. There's only so far I think that I can take my physique, but I mean, I think I have a lot of room for improvement as far as conditioning goes, and I have a lot of time to get the conditioning, again, off the charts, out of this world. I've already had a personal best over and over again, right? I think the Arnold was a personal best, and then Emerald, even though like my peak was a little bit weird, I was leaner at Emerald, and then I came into Legion and I was leaner, and then I came into Adela and I was leaner. Like, I'm continuing to get better, and now I just got nothing but time. And I just think that I'm going to be getting in the gym with Ruben to make sure that my training is correct for my back, because that's the shot that really, really needs to improve. Obviously you want to improve the front shot too. I really need to continue to build out these shoulders. But I'm just going to be significantly more intentional, and I think I can not get last in prejudging, which, I mean, it's the Olympia, so obviously it's just going to be significantly harder to rank well in prejudging, but I feel like we're all, what am I saying? What am I trying to say? I feel like in prejudging, for the prejudging round, we're not all like on the same playing field, right? There are people who are so much better than me, I'm not going to catch them in the amount of time that I have, right? But I feel like routine-wise, anyone can beat anyone. Like, I don't think there's, obviously there's certain skill sets, right? Like, Taylor has skills that I am not going to be learning in the next 17 weeks. I'm for sure not going to be perfecting to put on a routine. But in general, like, anyone can beat anyone in the second round. So that's where, of course, like I've been saying for the last couple years, hopefully y'all have learned from me by now, I'm putting my energy into routine. I mean, I'm putting it into everything, but like I'm putting a lot of my energy and a lot of my eggs into that routine round, because that is what's going to get me on the podium. So I am just super excited. I feel, obviously we're 17 weeks out, so I'm sure there's going to be days that I'm like, this is a horrible nightmare, I can't do it. But I have been working so hard for years to achieve this goal that I just know that this is going to be my best prep. I just know it's going to be my best prep. So I'm taking this week off. Sorry guys, I'm just checking the time to make sure I'm not late for work. I'm taking this week off of my diet. Just free food, just whatever I want and think that I'm going to miss during my Olympia prep. I told Ruben, I said, I think I just want pizza. And what was the other thing I said that I want? I guess pizza's must be the only thing that I really want, because it's the only thing I can think of. I told him there were two things that I really wanted, and then I would be done. Like, I've had the sweets, and of course I always want sweets, but I've had all the sweets that I like really feel like I need. I've had the sweets. I've had my not sugar-free Starbucks drink with extra caramel drizzle. I've had the noodles. I love noodles. I've had so much sourdough, just like toasted sourdough with butter. Like I said, it's just pizza, and I can't think of the other thing, so I guess I don't really want it that bad. But to be honest, my meals are still, I'm eating protein and veg and some sort of starch, but like I said, it's mostly noodles these days, sometimes rice. But then next week, we're going to get into like a plan. I don't know that we're going straight into a deficit for 17 weeks. I don't need 17 weeks of a deficit at this point. But I told Ruben, like, I want to be fat-free. I got to be fat-free, because I'm not going to get the size. I'm not going to get Shelly's size. I'm not going to get Tam's size. I'm not going to get the size. So I got to make sure, I got to pull an Amber. Like, Amber's not big, but she comes in inside out, peeled. And that's going to be where I can try to gain some ground in the prejudging round, is to keep up in conditioning, right? I already have the genetic shape that will help me, but I'm not going to have the size. But if I can have the conditioning and the shape, that's going to help me edge out a couple people. Really, all I need to edge out is a couple people. I really just need to be like not in the bottom 3 in prejudging. And if I can get in the top 5 in routine, then I can get in the top 5. And I know some of y'all are thinking like, Andrea, you're already running stats? You're already running scorecards? Yes. No, I'm not laser focused on the outcome, but I do like to have a target that I'm swinging for. Just like I'm sure there are people who are like, I'm going to the Olympia to win. If you don't think that Jacqueline and Taylor and Allison and Shelly are not aiming for a gold, you're crazy. Like, everybody is aiming for something. And so I'm not going to be hyper focused on it. I'm not going to say that my experience sucked if I don't get top 5, but I am just saying, like, realistically, I do think that's where I can land, and I'm going to do everything that I can to get there. Besides drugs. So anyway, I'm at work. Olympia prep. I can't believe I did it. We're going to the O, y'all. We are going to the O. Good morning, everybody. It is Thursday, June 12th. I just trained this morning, and now I am about to head home. So yesterday I was like, yeah, there was only two things that I wanted. I couldn't think of the second one. It was pizza and then blank, right? It was Mexican food, Alberto's. Originally I told Ruben carne asada fries, but I think I just want a burrito. I don't know what I want, but it's Mexican food, real Mexican food. If you don't live in Southern California, you live anywhere else in the country, whatever your Mexican food is, it's not the same. It's not as good. I need my real Mexican food. And then we got check-ins tomorrow, and we're back, you guys. We're back. I think this morning I was like 137. Then I had coffee, then I went to the gym, and I went to the bathroom, a pretty substantial amount. So I'd say I'm probably in the 135-ish range, which is pretty good. I mean, I need to be, like I said, I have check-ins tomorrow, and then I'm back on a plan. I don't know if Ruben's going to have me immediately into a deficit, like I've mentioned, but I'm definitely going to be back on a plan tomorrow. And once I'm back on a plan, my weight is going to level out. I'm assuming probably somewhere around the 130 to 133 range, depending on how much food Ruben's giving me. Obviously, most of this weight that I've gained is like, I mean, I'm sure a little bit of fat, but mostly water and waste. But anyway, I'm still very excited. I still feel very good. Of course, again, we haven't started prep, but tomorrow puts us exactly 17 weeks out. That's 4 months. That's a long time to stay on. But like I mentioned yesterday, which obviously that clip was just like the last clip I filmed 2 minutes ago on this video. I have set my ambitions pretty high, and it's so funny because I'm currently rewatching my original Olympia prep vlog. Y'all, I was Delulu, and I love that. I love that for myself. I was like, I think I can be in the top 10. I was like, I don't think I'm going to go get last place. I did get last place, and I was happy about it. Now, I did say, maybe I will get last, but I just know I want to be at my best, and if I'm at my best, I'm happy. I was at my best, and my best was last place. I was a little bit delulu about what my best currently was. I mentioned that recently a lot. It's like, sometimes your ceiling is just not good enough yet. Some of these people are like, I was at my best, I should have ranked higher. Right, your best is still not the best. Your best is still currently not top 3, not winning, right? That's how it is with my conditioning, for instance. Like, my current ceiling is not beating Amber yet. And so I think in that last Olympia prep, I just had delusions about where my ceiling was. But now I've been bodybuilding for a lot longer. I go to posing seminars often. I listen to the judges often. I know I do my homework. I feel like now I have a much more educated assessment about where I can land. I talked about that before Legion. I said, yeah, everybody's posting. I'm coming in. I think this is my time. I think I'm going to win. But what did I say? I said, I'm saying that, but I understand the division more. A lot of the other people were saying that. And then, they didn't win, right? I won. So, and that's no shade. I'm just saying now, compared to my last Olympia prep where I was like, I want to be at my best and I think I can be in the top 10. I think I can be here. I think I can be there. Now I'm saying it with a much more educated context. And so again, it is very ambitious. I do not think it's going to be very easy. I don't think that I am a front runner or an expected top 5 Olympia athlete right now. But that doesn't mean that I don't think that it is possible. I do think that it is possible, but it is going to require such a high level of intention that I've never had before. But I keep getting closer, right? Every single prep, I'm a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better. And I just think that this will be the prep that I'm like, we did that. So anyway, it's my last hurrah, last day, and then we're back in. We're 17 weeks out from the Olympia, and I'm sorry that that's pretty much all this video is going to be, is me freaking out that we're going back to the Olympia. I think I'm going to call this series All Eyes on Vegas. I like the idea. I don't know. This is going to be like the last thing I talk about right now. I like that name. I just also want to make sure that the name of my series, for someone who does not follow me already, it makes sense, right? Like Chasing the Olympia. Prep 2025, Chasing the Olympia. If you're in bodybuilding, you can probably assume that this is a prep series of someone trying to qualify for the Olympia, right? Road to the Olympia. You pretty much assume that this is someone on their way to the Olympia or trying to get to the Olympia. All Eyes on Vegas is very vague, but I just like it because I've just been saying that a lot. So I don't know. Obviously, by the time this video is uploaded, it's going to have a series name, so we're going to find out. But anyway, you guys, I think this week I'll probably just take this video to check-ins, which is tomorrow, and then like really get this series rolling. It's probably going to be a short video. I'm going to try to keep them shortish. I don't know. We're going to find out. All right. Good afternoon, y'all. It is still Thursday. I went to Powerhouse and worked on some skills. Honestly, it was not a great day. So I started working on these routine upgrades after the Arnold. Like, I've been working on these routine upgrades. But obviously, as I was getting closer to actually competing, I started working a lot less on upgrades. Actually, I stopped working on upgrades and was just working on the routine that I was competing. So the upgrades are a little bit rusty, but it's just crazy because they're not that, like, it's not a big difference in the skills. It's not like it's completely new skills. It's like just a small variation of the same skill. And it's like I'm missing the part that was already in my routine. Like, I'm not even getting to the upgrade. I don't know. Anyway, it was kind of a frustrating day, but I'm just like, Andrea, it's your first day, like, fully back to working on this. And then, I mean, it was actually only one of the upgrades that was giving me problems. The other ones were fine. I did change my music a little bit. My routine's going to be 11 seconds longer. Like, my music is 11 seconds longer. I did add like a ticking in the beginning, just so that I know when the beginning is going to start. Like, it already had one little, like, it was like a small beep, basically. But that wasn't enough of a notice for me all the time. So I added like a little bit of a longer, it's like just 3 ticks. It's literally like tick, 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 tick. I don't know. If I remember, I'll add the actual sound into this. But so that adds like 1 extra second. But really, I made it longer because part of one of the new upgrades is I was feeling rushed with the music. So it was like it was getting sloppy. And I was like, I need more time. And the one time that I did it like so perfectly, I was like 4 seconds behind on my music. So I was like, I got to add more music right there. So I did. And then there's just another part of the song that I like. So I added a little bit more there. So it's going to be, again, it's going to be an upgrade from the routine that I've been performing. But I'm going to make sure that it's not only an upgrade in skill, but it's going to be an upgrade in execution. I feel like listening to my new music, I'm like, yes. I mean, granted, y'all, it's basically the same, but it's exciting again because it feels new again. Like, there is actually going to be some additional choreography that I get to add. So I'm excited about that. But yeah, honestly, skills weren't amazing. I just have to go back to doing those upgraded skills a lot more often. Like I said, it was my first day back. Really, really working on them, like only the upgrades for like a solid hour. So it's a little rough. Plus, she's been eating. She's heavy. I think my balance is off. But check-ins are tomorrow. I got no abs left. Y'all, I'm a mess. But again, starting tomorrow, we're back on something. Because, like I've been saying this entire video, I have some high ambitions and I'm ready to dig in. And, you know, normally after my shows, I'm like eating everything and I don't want to go to the gym at all. Now, granted, I have been eating my fair share, but I've also been eating a lot of regular meal prep. I've just been like adding sweets, pretty much. It's pretty much just sweets. I've just also been adding some sweets, and like I said, the pizza, the Mexican, I think that's everything. Like, there's nothing else that I'm like, yeah, I got to get this one time before I go back into prep. Everything's done. So I'm excited to get back in and just like bring a new personal best. Ruben and I talked a little bit about my training split and just how we're gonna give me more volume on my back without impairing my recovery. But he's like, I was gonna send you your plan because I didn't want you to go fall all the way off. But he's like, I'll wait until check-in. So we talked a little bit about it, but I will get officially my plan tomorrow. And then, like, we're in Olympia prep, y'all. Like, this is crazy. How many times am I gonna say this is crazy town? When's the last time I said crazy town? It's crazy. Also, as soon as that Legion check comes in the mail, because Legion is still mailing checks. Everybody else, they're like, yo, hit me up with your PayPal. What's your PayPal? Here's a check right now. Legion's like, we'll send it in 7 to 10 days. As soon as that Legion check gets here, I'm ordering my new camera. So this is still getting filmed on the phone. Still gonna have storage issues, at least for this week, probably. But then we're upgrading. Good afternoon, everybody. Happy Friday, June 13th. It's my sister-in-law's birthday. I gotta make sure I call her. June 13th, check-in day. I checked in. Not great, not terrible. Considering all of the sweets that I have been eating for the last week, it really wasn't terrible. I've only had, I would say I've had 2 meals that were just like straight up, you know, cheat meals, whatever. I went to BJ's and I got like the Pizookie deal. So it's like you can pick whatever entree you get. I got the mini pizza. So I got like a mini 5-meat pizza. Plus you get a salad and then you get a mini Pizookie. So I got that. And then I had a breakfast burrito from Alberto's. Other than that, I've been eating regular food. Like, you know, my breakfast I've been having on sourdough toast just because one of my members made me a loaf of sourdough. So I, you know, do my normal breakfast, which is sourdough, egg whites, avocado. Then for lunch, I've been doing, we have our meal prep sponsor, so I've been eating tri-tip instead of chicken, but I've been basically doing like a barbecue tri-tip sandwich. I make the tri-tip or microwave the tri-tip, put barbecue sauce on it, toast the sourdough, and then put that on a sandwich, pickles, barbecue sauce, whatever. And then at dinner, I've been making like some sort of stir fry situation, chopped veg, noodles, rice, protein, teriyaki sauce. So the meals haven't been crazy. Like I said, besides the Pizookie deal at BJ's and the Alberto's breakfast burrito once. Other than that, my meals have been fine. It's just been the extras, the sweets. The sweets have been out of control, you guys. Like 2 giant cookies and then like a cake pop and then crumble cookie, like not all in the same day, but like I definitely have been doing at least 2 desserts every single day. Like I had that Pizookie and then I also had a protein donut that day. Now, granted, it's a protein donut, but still, it's still sweets. And then one day I went to crumble and then I also had a cake pop. And then the sweets have been unhinged. So anyway, I was 138 this morning, which is a solid 10 higher than I woke up at on show day at Adela. But we're getting it back together. I finally not constipated anymore. So hopefully, where did they go? Jack in the Box? I see a milkshake in Reagan's hand. Anyway, we're going to get it together. Ruben's in peak week for 2 back-to-back shows, so I'm not going to like hassle him about my plan, but I think I'll have a plan today so that we can figure out. But I also told him I don't want to pack meals for Alabama, so he might let me have a cleanup week on my own before he gives me a plan, but we're going to find out. So anyway, 17 weeks out, I'll put my check-ins. And yeah, let's do this. My family's home, so I'm going to get off here and I'll see y'all next week.